So you want to live right on the ocean like I do, but you don't want to rent. You want to buy something, you want to be permanent, and you don't want to be moving around because your landlord's asking you to leave and all of that stuff. But the only thing is, you're dealing with a 50K per year budget. Is it even possible to buy a condo on the ocean with this level of income? Well, today we're about to find out. Now, the first thing we need to do is to figure out if you can even afford to buy a condo on the ocean. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to run some numbers through an affordability calculator to see if it's possible to buy an oceanfront condo on a 50K per year budget. So let's take a look at that first. So here's my affordability calculator, and I had punched in $50,000 per year annual income. And the monthly debts is standard. That's how the default goes on the calculator, which could be low for some people. This is a generic calculation, okay? Everybody's numbers are going to be different. Maybe you don't have monthly debt, or maybe your monthly debts are higher. And we're going to look at something else here in just a minute that can heavily influence what you can afford. The next thing we're looking at here is the home insurance and HOA dues, okay? Because look at this, it says you can afford a place up to $278,000, but that's before any HOA dues, guys. So you got to remember, every condo has an HOA fee, and some of them are much higher than others, but we're going to keep it at a very reasonable rate. And the reason we're going to keep it at $400 per month is because that'll leave us a little more wiggle room with the price on the property. Because when you're buying a condo, watch this, when I type in $400, well, your affordability just went down to $221,000, down from $278,000. When I did this search, I was looking at condos that were $250,000 or less. And this is with a 40% debt to income ratio. And I realize not all of you might understand what all of this is. That's okay. You don't have to understand that for now. All you need to understand is that if you want to buy a condo or any piece of real estate for that matter, these are all calculations that your lender is going to take into consideration to determine how much house you can afford. So in this case, it's saying $221,000. Let's use $250,000 for good measure, because maybe we'll have some negotiating room and some of the maintenance fees might be lower than $400 a month, which can increase your affordability. Also, maybe some people have less monthly debt, so on and so forth. And also, if you have a good mortgage broker, they might even be able to get your debt to income up to 45%, which is stretching it about as high as they would go. And in that case, you might be able to buy a little more expensive place. Oh, and let's not forget, here's a big caveat to this. We're using a $50,000 down payment. And that might sound like a lot to you guys, but keep in mind that when you buy any condo here in Florida, almost all the time you need to put down at least 20%, sometimes 25 or 30%, depending on the building. So a $50,000 down payment is not unreasonable, guys. So the first one I found was this condo. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom in Lauderdale by the Sea. It's 660 square feet, and the price is $237,500. And let's look at the monthly breakdown first. So the monthly cost to own this place is $1,530 a month, okay? And this is with a $47,500 down payment. Hence that $50,000 we reserved for a down payment, because you will need it when buying a condo like this. Property taxes $236 a month, insurance $83 a month, and the HOA fees $384 per month. So a place like this is basically the perfect example of what you could get at the top of your budget making this level of income here in Florida. So this is probably not the norm, but let's take a look at the apartment. It actually looks like a very nice place. It looks like probably somebody who lived here before either used it for retirement or maybe a second home, something like that. It even has an ocean view, so that's pretty awesome. And the balcony is also pretty big too. Looks like a nice complex, and it is right on the ocean. And while we're looking at this place, guys, I'm going to tell you that we're looking at only beachfront properties here. And I punched in the criteria of only 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom or higher. So we're not looking at any studio apartments or anything like that. I think this was probably actually one of the best examples I found, but we'll take a look at a couple more too. So this next place I found is definitely more on the affordable side, $194,900, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 745 square feet. Let's take a look at the monthly cost. Again, you're going to have to put down probably close to a $40,000 down payment on this place. All right. And your monthly HOA fees are $290 a month. So we're doing a good job of keeping it under budget with this one. But you can tell just by looking at the place, there's not much here in the way of amenities. The biggest amenity is that it's literally right on the ocean. It's just a small 2-story building, but the unit does look pretty nice actually. And you know, you're right on the ocean. But nothing really here besides the apartment. I don't think they even have a pool or anything like that. But you're right on the beach, guys. So the next property I found is located in Ormond Beach, Florida, and it's actually a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 873 square feet. And let's take a look at the monthly breakdown of this one. You're looking at a $1,426 a month payment on this apartment, and you're gonna have to put down at least $44,000 to buy it. And your maintenance fee is $395 a month, so right at the top of that $400 a month budget. And I would say this place is also pretty close to the top of what you might be able to afford. Even looking back at that calculator, it was right in the $221 range. So this is really at the top of your budget here. But I was really surprised to find a 2-bedroom in this price range on the beach. So that's pretty awesome. The place is kind of outdated, you can see by looking at the pictures, but that's nothing that a little bit of remodeling couldn't fix. And you know what, guys, when you're looking for a place to buy, sometimes you're constrained by the lending standards, and I realize like everybody has a different situation. Like you might make $50K a year, but you might have $150,000 saved up in the bank, and that would afford you to buy a much better place than what we're looking at here. Or maybe you have another form of income, but it doesn't show in your tax return, something like that, right? So you might actually be able to afford to buy a place like this only, but then you could do a nice job remodeling it and things like that. So I just want to put that out there while we're looking at some of these places, that obviously everybody's situation is different, and you're going to have to run these numbers and calculations yourself to see exactly your unique situation. The next one is located in Panama City, Florida. It's $219,900, 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 790 square feet. The HOA fees are right at the top again, $391 a month, and you would also need about a $44,000 down payment to buy this place. There's really no getting around that down payment. In fact, sometimes it might even need to be more than that. So this is very normal when you're buying a condo here. Now, even though this place is like right on the beach, for some reason they don't really show too many pictures of that, which is kind of crazy because that's a big selling point. But you see the balcony there, it overlooks the pool, and there's like a sliver of the beach view back in that early shot there. The place itself looks pretty decent. It's on the newer side. Yeah, you can see that one shot there where it's like leading out to the beach. But the complex is oceanfront. You don't have an ocean view. Obviously, you can't expect it all at this price, but it's not a bad apartment. You know, Panama City Beach, I'm looking forward to visiting there soon. Now, I did find this one other unit. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Looks like the nicest place on the whole list for $244,900, which is definitely on the high side. But the only problem here with this one is they're missing the maintenance fee, the HOA here. So I'm not really sure what it is. It could be way higher than our budget allows, beyond that $400 a month. And if it is, this place would be out of your price range. Let's just look at it for kicks to see, just in case it is in the price range, because this one has a direct ocean view, which I imagine is extremely rare in this price point. So check this place out. Everything's like brand new. You literally just look straight at the ocean. It looks like a beautiful place, guys. And it's in this small town I've never heard of before, Carabel, Florida. You got washer and dryer inside the unit, a dock that goes out to the beach there. Looks like a very nice place. Now let's talk about this for a minute, because that's it. That's all I could find. I searched all of the east coast of Florida, the Panhandle, and the west coast, and this was all I could find, guys. So what does this mean? It means that if you make $50,000 a year and you want to buy an oceanfront condo, it's not impossible, but it's going to be extremely difficult. There's not very many places out there that fall into the numbers that you need in order to actually make the purchase. When I did a version of this video a few months back, I was able to find many more places that fit your budget if you're looking to rent. So my advice would be this: if this is your budget, then most likely you're going to have a way more options if you're looking to rent instead of to buy. But I understand wanting to be permanent somewhere and not having to move all the time, or maybe you're looking to retire down here. In that case, then buying is probably the best option. But just get ready for it to be very hard to find something in this price range, because as you can see, there's just not much out there. But this is what I suggest. You could also consider a smaller place, because the criteria that I use is 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom or higher. If you're willing to consider a small apartment, like a studio apartment, that could bring up some more options for you. Also, I suggest looking maybe a couple blocks away from the beach or across the street from the beach, because you can be still very close to the ocean and pay a lot less money, and you'll have a lot more options. The options that we looked at in this video are for people who want to be right on the ocean, just like I am here. And keep in mind, I rent here, guys. If I lived in this same apartment and I wanted to buy it, it would cost me double every month than what I pay in rent. So it would be quite a bit more expensive to buy a place like this that I live in. So that's why I rent it, and I save the difference and I invest my money smartly. But anyways, the idea is that if you make $50,000 a year, then you need to be flexible on what you can actually afford and try to find something near the beach that suits you. So the good news is there are options out there. The bad news is there's not very many. And in case you guys missed the renting version of this video, I'll put it up right over here. So go ahead and check it out, and I'll see you guys over there in that video.